So you're building this gigafactory, right? It's built.
Well, it's not completely built.
Okay, but part of it's up and running.
A big chunk of it's built, yeah.
Part of it's up and running.
It's a really gigantic thing. It's like when the gigafactory's done, it'll be the largest footprint building of any kind in the world. Of any kind, not just factories, literally of any kind.
What is this? The largest rocket, the largest building? I mean...
Well, I mean, I think it's not scale for scale's sake. It's just like if you say, well, we want to accomplish these goals, then you kind of have to make a big thing. So,
okay. You've got this big thing. It's this big, giant building.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to make batteries. The batteries it's going to make are lithium.
We're going to have an opening. Well, it's not technically an opening party since it's been operating for a little while, but we're going to have a party soon. You guys maybe want to come.
I take it you're constructing this gigafactory. You have it built. It's not finished, but it's functional in part. A significant portion of it is operational, and it's a truly enormous undertaking. When the gigafactory is finished, it will be the largest building in the world with a footprint of any kind. Not just factories, but literally any kind. What is the largest rocket or building? Whatever it is, I don't think scale is important here. Rather, it's more like if you say, well, we want to accomplish these goals, then you kind of have to make a big thing, okay? You've got this big thing. It's this big giant building. Yeah, it will make batteries. The batteries it's going to make are lithium. We're going to have an opening. Well, it's not technically opening, since it's been operating for a little while, but we're going to have a party soon. You guys maybe want to come. We come. All right, good, sure. We'll come to the battery party. But they can't come. It's worth seeing. This is like, they can't come, right? Just this is crazy. No, this is like an alien dreadnought. It's really nutty because I love a battery party. But yeah, right. But talk about where are these lithium-ion batteries? Sure, so they're the same batteries that's in our phone. No, they're not. Explain, please. Explain. Yeah. So lithium, have you made a battery breakthrough, is something I'm interested in. Yeah, I mean, generally, there's so much nonsense out there about batteries, like about you can believe about 1% of what you read. Maybe, lithium-ion covers a very broad range of technologies, and you can have an enormous difference in the power density and the energy density and the cycle life. Between one chemistry and another, they can be really enormously different. We get an up-close and personal look at the drama that has been playing out, from court cases to compensation schemes, and everything in between. So grab a popcorn and settle in for an exciting journey filled with surprising discoveries. Are you prepared to delve deeply into Tesla's fascinating world? tsla, fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to take you on an exciting voyage through the highs and lows of the latest developments involving Elon Musk and the electric vehicle giant Tesla. We have a special request for you folks before we get into the exciting details. Please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to Tesla Stock News. Let's get going now. Tesla is reportedly planning to increase the size of its Nevada battery production facility. To build a new factory, they want to use idle CATL equipment in China. Tesla will be in complete charge of this facility, and it will pay all associated expenses. The CATL staff will be mostly helping with the equipment setup, with little other engagement. The goal of this new plant is to support the American supply chain for lithium iron and phosphate cells by producing batteries for Tesla's large battery pack product. This action also raises the possibility that Tesla will purchase battery credits straight from the government. Considering that this news indicates an increase in battery output, it appears optimistic for Tesla. However, because of the report's hazy sourcing, some experts suggest treating it with caution. While it is possible that the news is true, it is not yet known if Tesla really receives these new cells. They might apply them to cars, which would allow them to use the $7,500 credit that isn't available for the Model 3 right now. An intriguing query posed is whether Tesla intends to construct a second gigafactory, or if the company is having battery issues at its current facility, which is only operating at 50% capacity, potentially more in line with their car business. A Tesla CATL US facility would allow them to qualify for the instant $7,500 discount and eventually lower the price of their cars. Turning the page, we get news of a lawsuit filed by a consortium of 25 California counties against Tesla. They claim that at its plants throughout the state, Tesla improperly managed hazardous trash. Although California's hazardous waste management legislation imposes a maximum fine of $70,000 per violation per day, this action seeks civil penalties. Though it's unlikely to have a big effect on Tesla's finances, it's still important to keep an eye out for any updates. Moving on to some good news regarding Tesla stock. Tesla has been buying back its own stock steadily, taking back the second spot in Cathie Wood's biggest fund. Furthermore, Tesla just opened for business in Shale, where clients may now order the Model Y or Model 3. In the meantime, a public survey indicates that 87% of participants support Tesla moving its corporate headquarters from California to Texas as its place of incorporation. This suggests that Elon Musk is very committed to the company's future. In related news, Tesla has introduced the Model Y hardware 4.0 in China while keeping the same pricing. Additionally, inventory Model Ys are discounted with cash, and low interest rates are being offered at enticing prices. This decision might have more to do with the regular practice of providing discounts at the end of each quarter than it does with any impending Model Y update. In addition, the US has started receiving updated Model 3 deliveries, and a number of European nations, including Norway and Spain, are reporting high delivery figures. Furthermore, ARK Invest Pasha has emphasized important developments in artificial intelligence and autonomous driving, suggesting that these vehicles appear to be safer than human-driven ones in difficult circumstances. They frequently decide to turn off the FSD, especially when transporting passengers. They point out that sudden disengagements are a problem with FSD-1, and they anticipate that FSD-2 will offer more seamless transitions, possibly with mild warnings. Now, and to claims that companies which get into the robot taxi business early on, like Tesla, stand to gain a great deal. Even while the figures might seem unbelievable, it's important to remember that by 2030, robot taxis could possibly create an incredible $28 trillion in corporate value. Now, let's talk about charging times. Investors in Tesla stock have some great news. Charge times for a 200-mile range have decreased over the last 5 years, going from 40 minutes to just 12, with hopes that this will continue to decline to just 4 minutes over the following 5 years. This quick progress in charging is encouraging for the uptake of electric vehicles. Going forward, Tesla's data edge is a big help as they get ready to provide their automated taxi service. Tesla is positioned with access to a staggering 2,180 times more driving data than its competitors, and 50 times more than some competitors, to oversee the world's biggest AI project. The increasing popularity of electric vehicles may force conventional automakers to reorganize and combine in order to maintain their competitiveness. It's more likely than not that these businesses will need to make big adjustments in order to adjust to the changing automotive environment. Concerns have been raised by the Federal Reserve's decision to keep interest rates the same. Although they had earlier made suggestions about a potential rate increase, they are now taking a more measured approach to future policy. The likelihood of a rate cut in March has decreased from 60% to 45%, and there is now conjecture that one may wait until May or June. A statement about the stability and robustness of the U.S. banking system was also removed, which has drawn criticism, especially in light of the recent dramatic decline in bank equities of 32%, nearly 43% at its lowest point, in a single day. We shall keep a careful eye on this scenario to see if there are any possible systemic ramifications. Gary thinks there are ways to rectify the matter with Elon Musk's pay, such going back and passing shareholder approvals again. Elon shouldn't be directly involved in creating his own compensation scheme, according to the suggestion. Noting that the court might have ignored precedent, Tesla also has the opportunity to appeal the ruling to the Supreme Court. It is noteworthy that the Delaware Supreme Court has demonstrated a self-reliant approach, frequently following its own beat. Given the current situation, there is no certainty that shareholders would automatically support the 2018 remuneration package. To demonstrate their ongoing support for Elon, some contend that it should be approved. Here, it is feared that Elon's drive to meet the objectives set forth in the pay plan may be impacted if he ever has reservations about the backing of the shareholders. This ambiguity could make things more difficult to do. Let's now focus on the legal issues of this situation. Some others think the judge may have made a politically influenced ruling. Looking into the links here is worthwhile. The Delaware Chancery Court Chief Justice, who found against Elon, was employed by the Young Connell law firm in Delaware before taking on this role. It's interesting to note that over the years, this company and its workers have contributed a sizable sum to President Joe Biden. This is where it gets interesting. In 2016, Hunter Biden invited then Vice President Joe Biden to appear at a Young Connell campaign event for Congressman John Carney. Later, when John Carney was elected governor, he proposed McCormack, a Young Connell partner, to the Delaware Chancery Court. There's more, though. In an email dated March 2018, Hunter Biden threatened legal action against his Chinese business partners while asserting that he knew every judge on the Delaware Chancery Court personally. To throw petrol to the fire, he even considered filing a lawsuit in the Chancery Court. President Biden demanded a federal probe into Elon Musk after Musk acquired Twitter and stated that he wanted to restore free speech. Following this, legal actions and investigations into Tesla, SpaceX, and Musk were started by the Biden Department of Justice, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission. Concerns have been expressed regarding the American legal system being used as a weapon against political opponents in light of the judge's recent judgment. The judge was selected by Biden's close friend and has ties to some of his top contributors. Now, the question is whether Elon Musk poses a threat to U.S. national security and whether his acquisition of Twitter was done in concert with other nations, such as Saudi Arabia. To make sure that everything stays above board, Elon Musk's technical partnerships and collaborations with foreign nations do in fact merit further investigation. It's important to keep an eye on this as it develops. A salient feature of this case is the possibility of financial benefit for the participating attorneys. It has been noted that in securities class actions, attorney fees may reach 15% of settlements over $1 billion. The solicitors in this instance are said to have spared Tesla an astounding $55 billion. It is understandable that people could become irate if they receive even a little portion of that. It's interesting to note that some contend that the class action law firm, not a single stockholder, is the true plaintiff in this case. This begs the question of why the case was filed. Let's examine the judicial component now. It's interesting that the judge questioned whether Elon Musk, the richest person on the planet, was overpaid at the opening of the post-trial opinion. Does Elon Musk's wealth make a difference in how much he should be paid as a CEO? It's an interesting point of view. The timing of the compensation plan is one of the factors that makes this issue more complicated. Elon Musk was by no means the richest person in the world when it was created. This historical background gives the conversation an intriguing new dimension. Furthermore, a closer examination of Elon Musk's correspondence during the design of the compensation plan shows a man whose priorities are Tesla's. In order to make sure Tesla's priorities were met, he even recommended postponing the conversation. It's crucial to emphasize that, despite the case receiving a lot of attention on social media, Warren, a former attorney, took the time to read the whole court case. He claims that it had no political motivation and wasn't an attack on capitalism, but other people believe that the judge was biased when she criticized Tesla's chair, Robin Denholm. It's been suggested that due to her remarkable performance, she earned a significant income from her position at Tesla. Arguing this as a matter of disagreement seems a little out of the ordinary. Finally, several of the elements that the judge picked apart from Tesla's proxy statement are discussed. Opponents contend that attempting to handle every little detail would result in a cumbersome 1,000-page booklet that very few people would ever read. We've looked at some fascinating discoveries today that help to clarify the nuances of the most recent occurrences involving Elon Musk and Tesla. What are your opinions on the most recent Tesla-related news? Tell us in the space provided for comments below. We sincerely hope that you will find this debate to be interesting and educational. And if so, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Tesla Stock News. We appreciate you being here with us today and hope to see you again in upcoming episodes. Watch this space for additional updates and analysis on Tesla.